Hey, I'm Greg, and this is my wife Megan, and in case you haven't watched the previous episodes, here's the Cliff Notes. We bought a crappy hotel in the best part of town, and now we're tearing out the insides and renovating it in order to make it into something really nice. Last we left off, our project was put on hold. So, we got shut down. What does getting shut down mean? It means no work is being done. We can come and go. Our contractors can stage the area with tools, but that's about it. Are we still held? Little yes, little no. Let me explain. We got held on a demolition permit and a construction permit. Those are two separate permits. We got approved for the demolition permit. Basically, all we needed to do for the demolition permit was show proof of no asbestos being disturbed in the building. Actually, our building was built before asbestos became a commonly used product in the 60s and the 70s, so there was a remarkably small amount of asbestos in the building. I think that the inspector found 2 spots of asbestos, and one of them was the old water heaters that have been there since the original build. Those are staying in the crawl space forever and ever, so we don't care about that. And then the other is some old original siding that was left on the back side of the building. So it's not exposed, not gonna be disturbed. No walls getting knocked down inside the building are gonna cause any asbestos to be released for those 2 items. So we got all of the demolition permits approved about 3 weeks ago. Our contractors have just barely had the chance to come off of one other project that they were working on and start demolishing walls and interior stuff. So, roll tape! Made in Canada, production date, 11 May 2011.
That's when they did it.
2011. That actually gives you an idea of how long ago they did the reno, or whatever they want to call it. Because all this stuff was done in 2011. There's a hole here. And a hole here under the wall. What would that be?
Where? Point out where you're talking about? Oh, over here.
So, this is also a retrofit because you can see that there's non-dimensional lumber here. Same sheathing that you had on that window. So there's like something there.
Again?
Air conditioner there.
Sure.
Of course, that is not framed up to code.
What? It's not the code.
So around the windows here, you should have this 2x4 turned upright to carry that load. So I don't know. Probably gonna have to have them redo all that, which we're gonna have them do anyway.
And then there's the beams that they were talking about in terms of
the termite damage.
Yeah.
Some of the bad things that we found. One, it looks like the entire southeast corner of the building is rotted away. This is our friend rotting. Rotting everywhere.
Here is water rot.
See the brown? The brown is water rot. All gone.
Cool.
So, dimensional lumber is now gone.
Like
So,
point it out so your face is there. There you
all gone.
go.
All gone. The floorboards are mostly in good shape, actually. The only actual rot you see is right here.
Yeah.
But that's right by a water supply line, so that's
And we're
fine.
by the leak.
For 60 years, that's pretty good. And here's where the other tub was. This is the new tub. Because you got the hot and cold.
Yeah.
And then you got a heater that comes up, and it would have been on this side right here. So then we got the toilet vents and toilet vent. Said that they had toilet stacks. So I think no, it's not a toilet stack. There's a toilet stack somewhere in there. We'll get footage from under the crawl space later.
Next time?
It's the horror show.
Yeah, that's the next trip.
Yeah, that's the
Let's
horror
not
show.
do that this trip.
Let's not do that this trip.
But it's amazing because this was 2 units that are now
This is 2 units.
completely open.
You know, if we wanted to, we could just scrap the whole Queen City Motel.
Should we just
idea.
move here?
Put it in a bowling alley.
What?
That's it. We're done with the Queen City Min.
We're gonna do bowling alley
We're
instead.
gonna do a bowling alley.
Here you go, folks. This is 2 units opened up completely. There will be 2.5 in this space. Oh, hoping everything goes okay with the city inspector.
So
There's the old door that they covered up.
we found the original door frames, so we can prove now that this was originally an 8-unit build, and then they went back down to 6 because they just left the door frames in the walls and then sheetrocked over it. I rid of this old electrical box, and they didn't bother to actually terminate any of these wires. If you have an old house and it doesn't have knob and tube, but it doesn't also have Romex, where there's a, so this is an example of Romex right here. So Romex is standard. You're gonna buy this in a hardware store and make your own electrical runs. This is pre-Romex. This is what they did before Romex, where they took cotton fabric and then folded it into a weave, and then they wrapped it around the electrical wires in a bundle.
There you go, you can see the little detail. Okay, so over here.
That's cotton weave, and we've got an old electrical switch box here that they just deactivated and covered with sheetrock.
Of course they did.
Because they did everything on the cheap, apparently.
No permits were filed.
We don't know if they had, we couldn't find any permits, so they've got other electrical stuff that they just cut and then they wrapped with electrical tape. That's not standard.
No, that's not safe. Don't do that.
Don't do that, guys.
Don't do that. All right, let's go outside.
Yes.
Here's the outside, the before outside.
This is the before outside, where everything looks like hell, and we actually have weeds growing in our parking lot.
Hey there. Okay.
Talk to the dumpster.
I don't want to play with it. It's hot in there.
It's hot in there.
You checked out the dumpster before.
I looked in the dumpster, but
2 units full of debris.
I burned my hand on the dumpster, so we're not doing that again.
98 degrees. Why are we doing that? I know. I'll touch metal.
I'll touch metal. So we got the dumpster, and there's all this stuff in the dumpster.
From 2 units only.
From 2.5 units.
Yeah. The guys are not very happy about how much it would take. Oh, you can see, so we were talking about in terms of like, so this building used to be 8 units. And this is what it looks like when you just stucco one of the doors. So there's a door. This used to be a door. Oh, look, they hit through the wall.
The wall.
Yeah. See through. There it is. Over there.
The second part, did we get the construction permit? No, we did not. Or, no, we have not yet. The code review just barely came back, so now we're trying to figure out what exactly this means for this project. So what did we find in the code review? Let's make this story short in the sense that a lot of the stuff that the building was built using in 1956 is no longer up to code. Some of it was never up to code. First off, the big heavy hitter is that we need fire suppression. What is fire suppression? Say you walk into a grocery store and you look up and you see in the ceiling those little fire sprinklers. We need to have some of those installed. That led us to investigating the size of the water main, and the water main when it was put in was too small to handle the load of 8 units. So it was always too small. I figured that we would have water main sized for the appropriate load for 8 rooms, and it just never was. It was never appropriate for that. So the water main's too small, so we need to upsize the water main. We need to add in a second water main in order to make the fire suppression system legal. What's the word? We need to add 2 water mains, one that supports the fire suppression system and one that supports the actual drinking, showering, regular potable water of the building. Then we also found out that the back wall of the building is 18 inches off the property line, and because of that, fire code does not allow us to put any windows back there. Something about windows exploding out into other properties and starting fires. So the windows that are currently there and existing that were installed when the building was built can't really be moved or tampered with. So we're gonna have to remove all of the windows in the back and seal up the back wall because there's nothing we can do about that. Aside from that, it was a pretty good code review and we were pretty well on the money. So we've got the code review now and we're moving forward making design changes so that we can actually put in 8 rooms. It was originally 6 when we bought it, but it was originally built with 8. That might be a little confusing, but maybe I'll go into that in more detail if you want to know what the heck that is. All right, to recap, we've got demolition started. Not yet finished, but we're happy to see that it started. We got our code review. We have a construction permit underway. I'm drawing up the construction permit. I feel like I went to college for a good reason now. Let's talk happy news instead of talking about how we need 2 water mains. And now we're proceeding with full demo. Hopefully we can show you a lot more demo next time, and hopefully we have a construction permit next time so we can actually start putting walls up. But until then, I'm Greg. This is my crappy hotel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. I just farted, by the way, so if you heard that, good on you.